Hello, welcome to the Death Battle cast. We are the cast and crew of Death Battle, at least sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
I'm Ben. I'm the voice of Wiz.
It's on to you, Chad. I thought it was going boop, boop, boop.
That's fine.
Clockwise.
Oh, I'm Sam.
I don't know.
I have a hat.
I'm Nick, and I'm real cold.
It's freezing.
I know, I need to go get a jacket. I'm Chad, I play Boomstick, and you can buy that hat at store.roosterteeth.com.
Yes, and you should have worn your Death Battle.
I should have worn any variety of Rooster Teeth merch to keep
we gave
myself
you a
warmer.
chance. We were like,
His
hey,
Mega 64 crap
Mega
is-
64 shirt.
I didn't know I was going to be on this podcast till I was on my way to work this morning.
That is true.
So
That is
give me a
true.
break.
I gave my Death Battle hoodie to my mom, like as a nice gesture, because she really wanted one. And then I'm like, I haven't got another one yet, and I miss it because it's so comfortable.
It's real soft.
My mom wants us too, but
But you're like,
I was
no.
like, I'm gonna buy you one because I wear this like every day.
I think I'm
because it's
probably
really
gonna
comfy.
use my store monies. Like I'm just gonna buy a bunch of those hoodies because people keep being like, "This is really comfortable.
They're so
I
nice
want
to-
one." I'm like,
feel so
"You
good.
could buy
Just
one."
pull one out of your
Now
pocket.
you're just like, fine, here you go.
There you go.
But
like,
we are not sponsored by the Death Battle hoodie today, although I guess technically we always are. But we are actually sponsored by Quip. We've been sponsored by them several times, and they're awesome. So we'll have more to talk about Quip later on in the show. But thank you, Nick, for joining us for this cast.
Well,
at the
you're
last
very
minute,
welcome.
With your, it is a cool little.
But screw me and Sam, I get it.
Well,
I love to be here.
You guys are expected to be here, right?
So is Nick.
No, not whatever. He's over there with the
All right.
doing his own thing.
That's fine.
But we'll talk about what you've been up to in a little bit, Chad.
Yeah.
But first thing we got to talk about today is the new Death Battle's been announced.
Yay!
Yay!
First episode of Death Battle Season 6 is going to be,
Under the Sea.
yes, Aquaman versus Namor.
Namor.
I'm trying
I
to
believe
rhyme
it's
with all
pronounced under the sea.
this.
But that just could be
Oh,
me.
God.
A little more Jamaican accent.
Yeah, I can't do it. Just don't worry about it. I'm garbage with
Oh,
accents.
no.
I can't do words.
This year,
Okay.
Death Battle is better. This year, Death Battle is wetter. Under the Sea.
Yeah, the whole fight is just going to be to that song.
I
It's
wish.
just
Is
gonna
it-
play underneath it?
Is it too late
should-
to
you
work in a little crab, a knockoff Sebastian that can just go by?
You're probably a little deep into animating that fight, or at least scripting it. But
yeah.
it'd be really
it's pretty
great.
much done.
It'd be really great if you had the little thing where, you know how people say if you play Pink Floyd during Wizard of Oz, everything just like syncs up.
Yes.
If you do that with Under the Sea, if it just like really oddly syncs up with everything that happens
Maybe
in
it
the fight.
does. Maybe we lucked out. Like, as long
It's
as
like,
they,
it's like a train of punches that goes do 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 do.
as long as
you're
I mean,
perfect.
they animate to music always, pretty much. So as long as it has a similar beat per minute, like we're good to go. Like we it may be the case. So
We're gonna
There
have to test this.
actually was Genevieve is the one who's writing the script, and she actually did include a little nod to Sebastian in the first draft of the script. But,
Really?
Unfortunately,
Ben
yeah.
hates fun.
Ben,
so
you cut
Yeah,
it.
because I hate fun and also don't want to get a copyright strike. We ended up removing it, but yeah, it was definitely thought about.
Speaking of copyright strike, I saw Into the Spider-Verse yesterday, actually.
good movie.
How does that have anything to do with copyright?
Spider-Ham's final line. It was great.
Right, you saw it with your daughter.
Yeah, I did. So, first of all, that made me think of it because his final line was incredible. They're like, that's all, folks. And the someone's like, can he say that legally? Like, you know?
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
It's good. No, the movie's incredible. Holy shit. That's
yeah, it's a banger.
probably,
right?
like, a lot of films have tried to capture that comic style, you know, and some have done, like, pretty good, like Sin City was really cool. But
This one looks like a comic book in motion.
yeah, this one did it the best by
Did you
far.
see it in 2D or 3D?
2D. I don't see 3D movies.
Apparently, it's really good in 3D. Nobody told me that before I went and watched it. So
Would
I saw it
you
in 2D,
believe them
but
anyway?
Yeah.
Probably
you cite
honestly.
one movie.
Probably not.
How to Train Your Dragon as like the best 3D movie.
Yeah, that's like the only 3D movie.
Yo, I watched that
care
for the
about.
first time the other day too. What a banger!
How to,
Yeah.
How to
There's
Train Your Dragon.
multiple.
Yeah, I know. I need to get caught up. I saw the trailer for the new
trailer
one.
Yeah, the
really
new one's
good.
coming out.
Oh,
like,
okay,
guys,
they
you're
got
gonna
dragon
train a third
suits and
dragon?
shit? The fuck? Like, oh my lord!
Yeah, no, it was, man, really well written and just a visual masterpiece from start to finish. It was great.
Yeah.
Loved every second of it.
One thing I've loved is, like, obviously the trailer caught a lot of people's attention because that's how you get that art style and the animation style and all that. And I'm just really glad that the quality of the movie from like the script up matched that animation style. It was,
Oh, yeah.
it was a really pleasant surprise
Yep.
to see that the rest of it was
Good
that
humor. Kira was laughing so hard at so many points, like, and she has a loud laugh. No surprise, right?
Yeah.
She's my daughter. God, there's this one time she laughed so hard, like I heard it literally echo off of like the rest of the movie theater. And I was like, okay, shh, a little quieter. Like, I'm glad you're enjoying it, but like, man, that was really loud. Now I know what it's like to be in public with me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically exactly it.
Sorry about that.
What were her favorite parts?
I mean, she liked a bunch
No
of it.
spoilers, just in case. But.
Sure.
She loved the part that was in the trailer with the dad's like, you got to say I love you with the
Oh,
cop
yeah.
car. Like that was fun. She really lost it when they're all the spider people are in the dorm room and the roommates in there. They're all trying to
That's
hide.
also in the trailer.
Yeah, and then Spider Ham, just turns to him and is just like, "Do animals talk in this dimension? Because I don't want to freak him out." And then and then the kid passes out and she just lost it. So. Yeah, it was really good. There were definitely some scenes dealing with death. Not just one. See, I thought I was safe because Sam, you said there's one really, serious one, right? And I thought that was
like
the thing that
Uncle Ben
happens.
thing pretty much. Yeah.
Well, right,
There's
but
one really I guess technically there are multiple.
There are
really important
multiple,
ones.
and see, like I thought it was the
Death
first one
surrounds this
that
movie.
happens.
Oh yeah.
See, you forgot about that.
Also, can we talk about seeing his gravestone? Were any of y'all offended that you're older than Peter Parker? Like, it sucks.
I did.
Spoiler.
think of that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go watch the movie.
I mean, it's
But
like
still,
right at the beginning. So
yeah.
Yeah, so that happens, and she kind of got closer to me, but she didn't say anything, and I'm like, okay, cool, we're past it. Except we weren't, because
Nah, that's that Uncle Ben shit that
Yeah,
fucks it
yeah.
up. Like,
that there's an actual there is an Uncle Ben sort of.
yeah,
Yes.
it's the same. It's the same allegory kind of.
yeah, but she did really good. She didn't complain about any of it. She didn't get freaked out, and she didn't come out of her bed scared about death. So
Good.
Yeah, I think we finally kind of gotten past the terrible mortality thing. She still got that fear of goblins at 3 a.m. though.
3 a.m. rain
She
goblin.
brought it up on our way back from Spider-Verse
Luckily,
in the
there
car.
was no Green Goblin. It would have really. She was like, "See, there are goblins."
there was a Green Goblin.
Yeah,
There's this
shit.
giant
There
green
was?
goblin
In the
movie.
beginning.
Yeah.
It's a dragon more than a goblin.
Yeah, that's why
Oh,
it's because they made him
yeah.
the monster version.
Yeah.
The ultimate version, I think.
Which, man, that's another thing. They did so well. There's
be
so
wrong.
many little nods to like the comics and to other other
yeah,
Spider-Man movies and stuff. Like, it was really good.
Yes.
Yeah.
They stayed true to it. Instead of Spider-Man talking and being like, "Hey, Green Goblin," he actually called him Norman, and
Yeah.
then they had Miles be like, "Oh, it's the Green Goblin." And I was like, "Oh, that was cool."
Yeah,
Yeah, but no, it was great. But yes, on the way home, I don't even remember why. She was just talking about, she asked what if we'd gone to the later showing. I was like, well, you had school, so like we would have been up late. And she was like, I want to stay up late, but not until 3 a.m. And I'm like, there are no goblins. She's like, you don't know. And I'm like, I know, Kira, I have been up at 3 a.m. She's like, maybe it only just gets kids. And I was just like, I thought about that moment, and I was like, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do what Sam said and just be like, we're staying up until 3 a.m. and you're going to look out that window and you will not die. Except I think she'll have a panic attack.
Well, it's fucking science, though. Like, you also need to teach her science. Like,
Just don't let Sam know when this is happening
no,
because he will
I'm
show
not
up
gonna scar
in
your
a goblin
child.
mask at
That's a
3
lot of
a.m.
effort, but no, it's just
Yeah, that's a lot of effort.
That's
buy
true.
a goblin mask. Like, I don't want to scare Kara. Like, there's no point. I do think you should stay up till 3 a.m. and be like, look out the window. Like,
Yeah.
What if instead of being a scary goblin, you're just like a goblin, just doing some menial task, like
just-
mowing the lawn?
You just like,
Hands a
hey, and you give her
lollipop, like,
candy.
yeah.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
fun goblin. That might be even scarier though.
But then
It's like
that's
stranger
terrible, 'cause
danger.
then-
Uh-oh.
Even then, she's still gonna be like, "Told you there were goblins." And
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
Gonna be like, "Fuck," like yeah.
And then she's gonna want to go out and explore and discover their world or some shit.
She'll
Although-
always stay up till 3 a.m.
Yes.
for the fun goblin.
You could get somebody. It could be me, just to be in the yard, just to be like, "No goblins out here. Did a check. No goblins."
It's just you with a gun, and we have somebody in a goblin thing, and you shoot him, and you're just like, I got the last one, and then you go off.
The goblins have been eradicated. We are all safe. How else can we ruin your daughter's life?
Yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of ways.
Yep. That's what parenthood
man.
is.
Well, we kind of got off track a bit, but Aquaman Namor, yes, it is. It will be coming out February 4th for first members, and then February 6th for on YouTube. And we're very excited to get this season going. Aquaman Namor is actually an episode that we originally planned on doing last year.
We've talked about it We thought about doing it. We put it on the schedule actually for last year. The year before, it almost made it to the schedule. So like we wanted to do it for a while.
It's been one that's been in the cycle for quite a bit. But with the Aquaman movie coming out, we thought, oh yeah, this will be a perfect time to do it. And then we actually ended up doing Ultron versus Sigma in that spot instead because we had a lot of Marvel versus DC matchups near the end of that year. And we were like, it's next to Nightwing versus Daredevil and Thanos versus Darkseid. We don't really want like all these Marvel versus DC matchups at the very end. And plus we need a good, strong matchup to begin season 6. Last year we did Black Panther versus Batman as our season 5 opener, and that was great. So why not do the same kind of thing with a Marvel versus DC matchup? And something I thought was really interesting that we found out is that typically when we look at these Marvel versus DC matchups, the Marvel character is the ripoff, quote unquote, of the DC character. That's not the case this time. Namor came first. Namor. It's Namor apparently.
Yeah,
but
Namor.
We saw a lot of different pronunciations for it.
Finding Namor?
Namor came first,
By 2 years.
but he does suck. Like, as far as popularity and character concept goes,
Well,
he is nowhere. He's not made the same cultural impact.
He hasn't
on
made
the sea
the same splash?
Yeah, that Aquaman has made. That's good. Like, I don't know. Namor has like 2 cool arcs. He's an interesting character, but
yeah.
like comparatively, if you were to be like, what's a better character, Aquaman or Namor? Like, Aquaman is a cooler character. And that's saying a lot because Aquaman is not a cool character.
He has his moments.
He's had his moments where they tried really fucking hard to make him like Aquaman.
Mullet in the hook hand. I remember that.
Yeah. Aquaman was like the lamest character in comics, and then they made him like an edgelord, and then like, yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
He's had a weird arc.
Aquaman has been, this is a little weird to say because it is Aquaman, but a little more consistent in terms of what kind of character he's been.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say because Aquaman has not been consistent.
Yeah.
He has been both a goofy, ridiculous character, an edgelord, and now kind of edgy, but sort of
He's a
not.
biker. He's a biker from the ocean.
Yeah, he's been kind of all over the
Basically.
place, but Namor has been even more all over the place. He's been a villain, he's been a hero, he's been a mutant, he's been a king, he has been literally everything that Marvel could possibly make him.
Literally
because
part
he's
of
one of
the
their first
God.
characters.
He has been part of the Illuminati. Like that has been like he's that level of weird.
He's all over the place because he is one of their original characters.
Yeah,
he is
yeah.
the first mutant because he was the first mutant character.
Thought it was
I don't know what it
Apocalypse.
is. I just think of every time
Lore-wise, it's like
Okay.
Apocalypse or whatever. But
Okay.
like in terms of publication, he's the first mutant.
I don't know why, but like Namor always just seems like a DC character to me.
Yeah.
Is it
It
because
always
he
throws me
reminds you
for
of
the-
Aquaman?
No, I don't think so. I don't know why. I just when I look at him and I see, I don't know his character design, and I don't. There's something about it.
He is very much from that era,
Yeah.
like pre-Spider-Man,
Yeah.
where heroes were more designed after mythological figures. He's got wings on his feet. He's king of Atlantis,
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah, he very much fits into that mythological idea that a lot of early DC characters
Yeah.
had, and then Spider-Man hit the scene and changed everything,
Yep.
including essentially inspiring post-crisis, among plenty of other things. But and also going to that idea that Namor is not necessarily as well liked or popular. He kind of falls into a situation where his copyright issues and license to use has been all over the place. Like Marvel didn't have the license to use him in films for the longest time. That's been kind of fixed lately. But
Who did they give that to? Sony?
I think it was Sony. It was either Sony or Fox. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, they didn't have the rights to use him in their movies in the MCU. So he didn't get the same chance that Aquaman has had to redeem himself in terms of on-screen presence. And even
I'm
then,
just picturing that giant scene, that scene in Infinity War where they're all running down the hill. And there's Namor just like,
yeah. Well,
I don't know.
He also just doesn't quite fit.
Yeah.
Like you can kind of make, because Aquaman is designed to be a character who can fit with the rest of the
Yeah.
cast because he did come after the Justice League was established and stuff. So he is a human first, sort of. Where he knows the human world and he can interact with them and he's not weird about it.
Well,
but
yeah,
Namor is
he-
Atlantis first.
Yeah,
He's
Aquaman-
way more alien of a character.
Aquaman's a founding member of the Justice League. Like, he's a big part of it. Whereas Namor is, like, often the hero, anti-hero, like, you know, he still would much rather save, like, 3 fish than 1,000 humans kind of attitude. So yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, it's
Depending on the writer,
Yeah,
Namor's
yeah,
been kind of all
that's-
over the place, and they do
he's weird.
have a
And they-
reason for that in canon, and it's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
It's
Do tell.
We talk about it in the episode.
We talk about it in the
Okay,
episode.
okay.
So I'm not going to necessarily spoil it. Well,
It's because he
yeah, we might as well talk about it. It's because he's bipolar. Apparently, it's because for some reason, you know how when Aquaman goes outside the ocean, he needs water to keep his powers
for the
and
most part,
survive for a long term. That's his big weakness. Is if he's out of the water for a long period of time, he'll eventually shrivel up and die, essentially. Namor has a similar effect, but instead of dying, he loses his mind and becomes a different person, sort of. And they call it a bipolar effect through, like, oxygen deficiency or something like that. Not deficiency, but, like, I can't remember the exact terminology. We talk about it in the episode.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's not how bipolar disorder works at all.
Like, that's one of my main reasons for, like, as the way he's written as a character, I just dislike the character because he's a terrible representation of that as, like, a mental illness as well. Like,
For sure.
But yeah, it's just-
thankfully they don't really push that.
Yeah.
That I think it was mentioned like once or twice that's just an excuse for him to be a villain every so often, and probably some writer just didn't know what the hell he was talking about. And it's like, oh yeah, he's bipolar, sure, that's why he's a villain sometimes. And then everybody else in
yeah,
Marvel
I think
was
it was
like,
from, like, the 60s
that
or
was published.
70s.
Why did we publish that? That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
So Namor definitely has some interesting arcs. Like they very recently did kind of an origin story of him.
Yeah, which makes me think they're getting ready to push him in some of the like MCU and etc. because they're kind of rebooting him as a character, which is starting to look better. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know everything on this one because I didn't write the script, so it's like
Yeah, I
know my
think the
stuff,
script was very
but
interesting because
Genevieve did a killer job.
I didn't really know a lot about
Yeah.
Namor going into
Yeah.
this, and Genevieve and the researchers for this one did a killer job putting it all together. And you know, we get the question every so often, like, why even bother doing Marvel versus DC matchups? DC characters are always going to win because they're gods or whatnot, which is not true because before Thanos versus Darkseid, we had a
50-50, yeah.
We had 14 wins for Marvel and 14 wins for DC, I believe.
It's quite a tiebreaker.
Or no, 7 and 7 out of 14 episodes that we've done that are Marvel versus DC episodes. And Thanos versus Darkseid was the tiebreaker. So now DC does have one up over them. And this might be the one to change it, or this might be the one to just establish DC's dominance. Who knows? We'll see. And of course, even if DC does establish their dominance or whatever I just said, there's always future episodes because Marvel versus DC matchups.
Yeah, we don't have a shortage of them.
They
Like,
are very
true.
popular, very highly requested, and a lot of them are very interesting. This one, I think, is kind of fascinating just because they are so freaking similar.
Yeah, it's weird.
And we get to do a fight underwater, which is cool.
Well, yeah, that too, which I'm really liking how the fight's turning out. But yeah, we'll have a lot more to say about the characters in the episode, and of course, the preview is up as well for Aquaman right now, and Namor's preview comes out next week. And yeah, we're excited to talk about this on the show in the upcoming weeks as well.
Sweet.
But let's talk about what's going on. But before that,
Yeah. I was wondering when that was going to happen.
But before that,
Let me tell you. It's new year. It's new you. It's new brush. That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about Quip, the electric toothbrush that you got to get on your wall and stuff. I'm gonna talk about a brush right now. This is like the best brush in the world. Quip is so good. Here's my endorsement for Quip. Quip is so good that I got one thanks to the nice people at Quip, and I put it on my mirror because it has an awesome sticky back thing that attaches, and it's just a nice sleek toothbrush. And then because my girlfriend was jealous of how nice my toothbrush is, I had to get her a Quip. That's how good this
You had
toothbrush
to
is.
equip her
You got
with
her
Quip.
I had to equip her. If that's a thing you can say. Let me tell you, this brush is a jam. It's got sensitive sonic vibrations. They're good for your sensitive gums like mine. Lord knows they're sensitive. Chad, don't giggle, Chad.
I love your ad read.
The built-in 2-minute time pulser is insane. Let me tell you about this. I thought, oh yeah, you're gonna pulse me every 30 seconds? That'll be nice. And then I realized just how little time I had been spending brushing my teeth. It was inadequate. Now, thanks to this Quip, I got mad brush length. Let me tell you, it's crazy. 2 minutes, thanks to some juicy time pulsers. Chad, stop your giggles. Keep it together. The multi-use cover. I did this just the other day. I traveled. The Quip comes with a cover, and it's like nice and clean. You throw it in your backpack. You're good. You go off on your journey, and you have your electric toothbrush you use at home on your vacation. It's dope as hell. And did I mention that this is accepted by over 25,000 dental professionals? That's a lot. I don't even know that many people, and they found that many dental professionals to be like, yeah, this is a great brush. And it's true. I've used it. These guys have used it. Ben, you used it?
Oh, yeah.
It's a damn fine brush.
I used mine this morning.
That's the reasons we love Quip, and over 100 million or over 1 million happy, healthy mouths do too.
It should be over 100 million.
Yeah, should be. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/cast right now, you can get your first refill pack for free. That's your first refill pack for free at getquip.com/cast. So go do that because it's the finest brush in the land. Your teeth gonna really appreciate it.
This is great.
Thank
And
you,
in
Quip.
space. They look like they belong in a spaceship, which is awesome.
Yeah, they're really
So,
convenient.
yeah, the fact that it's like now I see other people's toothbrushes like
And you judge them.
like they're in a little cup or they're like laying next to the sink, and I'm like, get that off the counter. That's disgusting. Put it on the glass like a civilized person.
Get equipped.
Yep.
I wonder if, yep.
Getquip.com/cast.
All right, let's talk about what's going on. With first things first, Black Panther's been nominated for Best Picture at
Really?
the
Hey, that's
Academy
cool.
Awards, the Oscars.
I never follow the Oscars until like it's time, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, and then I'll jump in.
I mean, their viewership has been down the past few years because I think everybody has the same feeling. We'll just look at it up at the internet on the internet after it's done, whatever. Because it's like a 4-hour show. It's insanely long.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's
I
always
think
so long.
also like who's hosting it?
That's
That's
there
true.
was some
'cause
debate
it-
about Kevin Hart doing it, and then he didn't because there's some controversy, and then he said he was coming back. I don't actually know who's hosting.
Like, and
it.
I know hosting an event like that's got to be like hard as shit because usually you have to do like song and dance and stuff, and like it's wild. There's a lot that goes into it. But I feel like they need to get someone. Like the last few years has been like a Jimmy Kimmel type or something like that. People that I don't think necessarily our generation care a lot about.
Has John Oliver hosted?
I don't know.
Because I feel like he would do a really good job.
he could do it.
See, I feel like they need to snatch up Ryan Reynolds and then everyone will watch it.
No,
like
yeah.
our generation loves some Ryan Reynolds. So like just throw him up there. He can just
He does it as Deadpool. That'll
which
get
is-
the youth watching the Oscars.
which is
Deadpool
pretty much
host.
just like fucking Ryan Reynolds. But yeah, like I mean, I don't think there's a big divide between him and that character. Besides, he's not as violent.
According to Variety, there will be no host.
Oh, cool.
That sounds like a winner right there. Yeah.
They're just gonna bring in a bunch of guest people to announce things,
Okay, so
or are they gonna have like the actual like
this is from
person
ABC.
behind the scenes?
Kevin Hart was initially announced as the show's host in early December, though he dropped out following online backlash against years-old homophobic tweets. After speculation that he might reconsider, Hart appeared on Good Morning America to say definitively that he will not be hosting, and he's done talking about the controversy. You don't tell me. I don't care. I don't care. I'm asking why is there no host? What are they doing instead? I don't know what they're doing instead.
We'll see.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, okay, maybe it'll be a robot, or maybe they'll just show it in text. It's like, guess who wins?
And
Black Panther.
and now
Windows
the
Movie Maker.
Oscar for
Just like
best
Windows Movie
supporting
Maker text on the
actress.
screen.
Yeah,
Something like that.
somebody's gonna have to be on stage.
They just get they get Alexa.
Maybe.
There's just an Alexa just
Alexa!
sitting there.
Who is the best actor? She's like, let me check on that for you.
Holy crap. I mean, if Amazon really wanted to push that, it could totally work.
Yep. Also, sorry for everyone who has an Alexa near their thing because I'm sure I just activated it.
Yeah, a terrible person.
I did that on RTP because I was telling the story about Baby Shark, and so Kira had done that with Google, so I did the phrase to activate it and then said play Baby Shark, and I got a couple angry tweets from people.
no.
They're just like,
What?
you
Baby-
monster.
The baby shark's on point, dog.
I guess so, sure.
Yeah.
No.
You gotta do,
Don't do it.
Anyways,
We'll see from the bloopers for Aquaman Namor. He had that in his head while we were doing that, and he couldn't get it out of it.
There may be a boomstick version somewhere.
pro tip:
Yeah.
you can
You're
change it's like command word to computer
You can.
and Amazon, I think.
Yep, it is
Your
like 3
computer's
different ones.
dope because then you feel like you're doing the G.I. Joe thing. You're like, hey, computer.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
Help,
yeah, what?
computer.
Help computer.
Also, just in case your name
Dexter's
is
Lab,
Alex,
something like that.
or
Yeah.
Alexa, or Alexis,
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
helps a lot.
Oh yeah, oh my god, if you had a daughter named Alexa and you just
Yeah, like think about how that must be, because like I mean, people did name their kids Alexa before Alexa came out. Like their lives has got to be different now. Like,
yeah.
do you just change your
no.
name? Like, Amazon should pay for those name changes.
Just imagine a kid named Alexa going through school now.
Yep.
God.
How many times would some kid think they're hilarious? Being like, Alexa, do this.
Anyway,
You like the robot.
apparently there is some controversy with the Black Panther nominations, though, because it is nominated for Best Picture, but it is not nominated. It's nominated for a lot of the other things that Marvel movies typically are nominated for, like Best Original Music, Best Costume Design, Best Production Design, but it is not nominated for Best Actor, Actress, Supporting Roles, or Director, which doesn't necessarily sound like a problem, except that the vast majority of every nomination in Actor, Actress, Supporting Role, and Director comes
some of
from
those, yeah.
movies that are nominated for Best Picture. So I don't think a lot of people would really notice this, except for the fact that previously, last year, they announced that they were going to be doing an award for Outstanding Achievement in Popular Film. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I remember
And
that.
the way it was presented and the way people took it was that it was a way to just kind of give a handout to these like big blockbusters and say like, oh, good for you for making a popular film, but you
Right.
don't deserve to be Best Picture.
Because it wasn't artsy enough or whatever.
Right. And it got a lot of backlash, so they're not doing that. So one of these outstanding achievement in popular films got nominated for Best Picture, but nothing else. So it's kind of theorized that this is sort of just like, it just kind of got put there, but is not actually being taken seriously.
Gotcha. Dude, Black Panther was great, but tell me, like, Infinity War is a better movie.
To be honest, Black Panther is very much a monumental film in a lot of ways. Very similar to Wonder Woman was monumental in a lot of ways. But I would not say that either Wonder Woman or Black Panther are like best film ever quality
What,
movies.
do you have the other best film nominees?
Yes, they
Because,
are.
like, you got to think of, like, the balls they had with Infinity War to end it the way they did. I mean, think of how many kids cried. Like, that was my first thought. I was like, man, like that was really good. I was like, the balls on them. And then I was like, oh my God. Then I just really thought about it. Oh, the children must be so sad. Like, Dad, what happened? Mom? And then you're like, I don't know.
I mean, it depends on your definition of best picture, and like you could say that Black Panther is a best picture because of how monumental it was and what it meant to a large group of people.
Yeah.
Other best pictures or nominations are Black KK Klansman.
Black Klansman, I think is how you pronounce it.
Yes.
But yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Green Book, Roma, A Star Is Born, and Vice. And all of those have nominations in leading roles,
I
supporting
haven't
roles, and
seen
directors.
most of those. I saw Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know. A Star Is Born, I was like, Lady Gaga singy thing. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Oh, man, Bohemian Rhapsody was really good.
Yeah.
I think that was, like, it was pretty good. I don't think it was, like, best picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's the story of Freddie Mercury, so of course it's going to get thrown in there.
Yeah.
I think it deserves to be up there.
Yeah, it was really good.
I unfortunately have
good.
not seen most of these, so I can't necessarily judge.
Black
most of them
Klansman
all.
seemed really good. I got about halfway through. We started watching it really late, and then April fell asleep, and I had rented it on like Amazon or something, and then like we had to do something the next night, and then I lost, and it was gone. So I was like, shit, I have to go rent it again. But I was really enjoying it.
There goes $4, $8 now. That's rough, dude.
Down the drain.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll see how it's treated by the non-host when the Oscars comes
We'll
out.
see what Alexa thinks.
Yes, exactly. But it would be kind of crazy if it won. I don't know.
Yeah, Marvel
the
film
fact
winning
that-
Best
Yeah.
Picture. That'd be nuts.
I think even Marvel would be like,
Holy shit.
okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is the first time in the history where you can say the first word of it and still have two people in contention. Because they
Yeah.
can just
Black.
go, and the winner is black, and then two people are going to go, oh! Like, guys, like,
Panther. Oh! You know, like-
oh, their suspense is drawn out on this one. It's like, that's where the ad break cut is in, like, Master Chef. Is right
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
they say
yeah.
black. They're like, boom! And you're like, oh, fuck, ad break. Like, every time.
Or Or they do it letter by letter, so it's B, and then it's 3, Black Panther, Klansman, and Bohemian Rhapsody.
Like it's like now it's the Wheel of Fortune.
And
and
it's
a
like,
white
you're like filling it in. It's like, Vanna, come out here and turn that next panel.
And then the B shifts
Can
over
we
and it's
get a
actually
black?
Green Book. So that's interesting. We'll see what happens, but hopefully Black Panther's treated, respectfully. But it
could be
I
cool
don't
if
know.
a Marvel movie win an Oscar, but yeah.
there's definitely conflicting opinions about whether or not a typical blockbuster deserves to be in that same
category,
Yeah.
same.
And
threshold.
blockbusters don't care because they made a shitload of money.
Well,
like,
exactly.
And the weird thing
that's
is
why people have contention for this kind of idea.
that I can't remember the title of it, but what they said last year that they were going to do this year that they're now not doing the handout award.
That's what he's talking
Like
about.
I feel like I feel that though, that monumental award, like Black Panther's a perfect case scenario because it is a great movie. It definitely had a large cultural effect.
That was the issue with it, is that it kind of felt like they were making the award just because Black Panther existed, and they're like,
Oh,
well,
I see.
we have to
Yeah.
address the fact that Black Panther
Yeah.
exists and how much of an impact it has had, and so it kind of felt shoehorned in.
You could have
because
called
of
it
that.
like a cultural impact award or something like that.
I mean, that's essentially what they called it. They called it what did I just say?
It's a
Outstanding Achievement in Popular Film.
well, it's
Yeah.
the words popular film that, to me, anyway, makes it sound more like the
Yeah.
easy gimme handout.
And I think
you take out that phrasing, and I think it becomes a little bit.
Sure, I do
Better?
think it. Well, and that's both a positive and a negative in a way, because by calling it popular film, you are looking at again what you were talking about before. Like, blockbusters are designed to make money, to make merchandise, to sell themselves. Whether or not it is a good film, that is the purpose of a blockbuster
See,
film.
they should just be like, outstanding financial achievement. And then be like, look at the sheer amount of money that these people made.
But,
My God. Like,
every other, I believe, I haven't seen all of them, but I believe every other entry in Best Picture is not putting merchandise first, essentially.
Yeah.
And that, to a lot of people, is the differentiation between what deserves to be Best Picture. But at this point, the blockbuster is such a huge part of the film industry, and is basically what funds it now.
Yeah.
That it's almost kind of weird to not consider it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe this will change everything. Maybe it won't. Probably not.
Regardless,
Well,
what should win an award is the intro theme to the cartoon show from BET, because God, that was amazing.
What if they play that?
banger, yeah.
What if they're like, the winner is Black
It's
Panther?
that's
so
what that's what they walk out to. Like,
Yeah, dude, I'd be like, yeah!
That'd be awesome.
How cool would it have been if, in one of those scenes where they're having some kind of ritual in Black Panther, they do some kind of rendition
Started
of that
getting
theme
oh,
song?
dude, it would have been so good. It's so awesome, man.
Yeah.
I remember when you were doing the script, Austin was like, have you heard this theme song? And I was like, no. And then I was like, oh, shit. I've gone up and looked that up multiple times just to listen to it.
Yeah, that was another thing that was learned by researching Death Battle. We didn't. A lot of us, I don't think, knew that existed. This old Black Panther cartoon, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
You should look it up. Look up Black Panther cartoon. What year did it come out? I don't remember.
2008?
It was early 2000s or mid 2000s.
Something like
that. Definitely worth looking up. And just to wrap up Oscars, Spider-Verse has been nominated
For what?
Best
Good.
Picture, for Best Animated.
But it should
Yeah.
get Best Animated. The thing that's going to be hard is that it's got
Well,
to go.
Incredibles 2 is probably a banger. I didn't see it.
Incredibles 2 was good.
Incredibles 2
I
is
think
I would give it to Spider-Verse, though.
I think
over
its
Incredibles 2.
actual competitor
Isle
is
of
going to be
Dogs.
Isle of Dogs.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
I
Because
started watching that
Ooh,
the other
man,
night.
yeah.
I didn't finish it.
that was,
Isle of Dogs is great.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse.
I think I'd probably still give it to Spider-Verse,
Yeah.
but
I probably would too. I need to see Isle of Dogs, but as soon as I
That was a
saw
great
the
movie.
trailer for Isle of Dogs, I'm like, they're shooting for an Oscar. They do
Yeah.
doing the cool stop motion animation combined with this touching story and this unique take, and with these, and I was like,
the top-notch voice
Multilingual.
cast,
Yeah.
Bryan
Yeah.
Cranston and Scarlett Johansson. I
Yeah.
can't remember who else is in it, but
that.
It's everyone that's typically in a Wes Anderson.
yeah, if Isle of Dogs didn't come out this year, I would be like, yeah, Spider-Verse has this, but I don't know. We'll see.
Mirai is apparently nominated, and that's a Japanese film.
No.
I'm not familiar with that one.
No,
There's
haven't
that
actually
one
seen it, but-
director that I want to say it's the one that did My Name
Hosoda.
and stuff like that.
He did The Boy and the Beast, which is great.
that was really
Yeah,
good.
but-
Wolf Children is that director.
Yeah.
Wolf Children.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the. That's the like. Is this the team that was ex Studio Ghibli? I don't know. This is the next
think-
Ghibli guy, essentially.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
this
he's the same
next
guy who did
Miyazaki.
Summer Wars,
Yeah.
Wolf Children, Boy and the Beast.
Boy and the Beast was, and Wolf Children's a little weird, but Boy and the Beast was.
It's weird, but it's really good.
Yeah, it is really good.
Yeah, so that's
They're
nominated.
mad. They're always mad high concept. I feel like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember I had to do a thing with Funimation where we like talked about Boy and the Beast, but like it hadn't come out yet, and so I got like the screener early, and it was like watermarked to shit, and I was just like, I got power. Like I was like, better not leak this shit. That was really good.
Yeah.
I think I still have it. Shh.
Luckily, you can actually go out and buy that movie now.
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
All right. Anyway, I think it's time to talk about the community death battle.
Yeah, sure. That was
but before
awkward
we
to
do
come
that-
back to.
Before we do that, once again, smooth transition.
Real smooth.
We should probably talk about a little show that's coming out on Rooster Teeth pretty soon that Chad is in. You know,
Yeah.
just a little thing. Just some tiny thing that the company's been working on for a little bit.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't heard, Rooster Teeth's new like really big animated show, it's called Genlock. It's essentially like a Western-inspired Western anime-inspired show, and it's all about mechs, and it's really cool. And then our company went crazy and got a whole bunch of insane voice actors like Michael B. Jordan, Dakota Fanning, David Tennant, Koichi Yamadera. I'm blanking on somebody who's real important. Maisie Williams. There's a bunch. It's wild. And a couple of us managed to land roles in the show, and then that got really scary when they announced all the people who are voicing alongside of us. But it's really cool. And the thing that please give it a shot. Our animation team has been working on it forever, and the creator was Gray Havoc, who runs our animation department.
Call him Gray Havoc.
I did it first for some reason.
Gray Havoc.
That's a cooler name. Gray
That's a
should
pretty cool
change his
name.
name. Gray
Yeah.
Havoc. Yeah. No, this has been in Gray's mind for a very, very, very long time, and it's really cool to see it like get to here, and like our animation team has been just absolutely grinding away, making this thing as best as it possibly can be, and it looks gorgeous. So like, please go give it a shot. It premieres January 26th, and yeah, I can't talk about too much, but there's mechs, and the character I play is kind of he's in a thing called the Vanguard, and he's kind of one of the old school mech pilots, right? So he drove the kind of a little bit more clunky ones called
You think
Striders.
Armored Core?
Yes,
It's that kind of-
very much like Armored Core, like old school mech warrior.
Yeah, definitely Mech Warrior.
And
Yeah, if you've seen the trailers or the ads for it, you've seen the different types of mechs that are in the show. Like there's a bunch of different kinds of vehicles and tech going on between the heroes and the villains. So there's a lot of different kinds of fights. Which is really cool.
And so I play Jody, who's this like kind of old school mech pilot, and a new generation of mech pilots come in, and Jody's one of the characters who kind of helps show him the ropes while also giving him a hard time. So you should definitely go check out Genlock. I think you'll really enjoy it. It is free on the roosterteeth.com, the first episode. We're going to drop the first 2 episodes on January 26th. The second one and all subsequent episodes will be behind the paywall, so you guys can sign up for a first membership trial and check it out. But no matter what, if you can, go watch the first episode for free on roosterteeth.com. So yeah.
Yes, it's gonna be awesome.
I am super excited, and it's just absolutely crazy that I landed this role. For those who follow me, probably know that voice acting is like a huge deal for me. I really love it. It's a big passion, and I am incredibly grateful to be a part of this project.
And it is a first exclusive show apart from the first episode. But to be honest, without the first members supporting us and making, giving us the support that they do, this show probably wouldn't exist.
Oh, not at all.
So,
No.
yeah, thank you to everybody for allowing Rooster Teeth to make something like this happen. It's going to be really cool. All right, and speaking of everybody, first members, we have some community stuff to highlight before we do the community death battle. We've got fan art of the week.
Oh, cool.
Hey, let's go ahead and bring up
Use my
this
eyes.
piece of art. So speaking of
from Zombie
Spider-Verse,
Awesome. That's awesome.
we've got a Spider Sona of Wiz.
Spider Whiz.
Yeah, which is really cool.
It's really cool. His eyes freak me out, though.
Well, I mean, this is John Peter Alstrom, so he's got the like Doc Ock kind of thing going on for Wiz.
It kind of makes me think of Raiden from Metal Gear Solid a little bit.
Oh yeah,
The way
Peppered in
that-
with Spider-Man and Wiz.
if Wiz would, I mean, Wiz would try to combine elements from like some of the more powerful death battle characters.
Yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, I saw Raiden do this, I saw Spider-Man do this. This would be the best Spider Sona for me.
So you got a serious calf vein going on there, man. You did not skip leg day.
Oh, of course not.
That's great.
Well, this is definitely not canon whiz. This is alternate timeline whiz.
It can be with the snap of a finger.
I suppose it can be.
You could put eyes on the bottom your left leg, and it would look so much like a metapod. I'm just saying. Like, I
you're
see
right.
the metapod there.
His legs are metapods. He can make them
Yeah.
indestructible by using harden.
Yes, they're just
Yeah.
continuously hard.
Which is really useful.
Yep. Well, that's
It's
awesome.
great stuff.
Yeah, we're going to start doing a fan art of the week segment for each episode of Death Battle Cast. So please, if you've got some cool artwork of, any Death Battle characters, whether it be Wiz and Boomstick or the characters that we, use in the show, like Aquaman and Namor, you can send them to us via Twitter using hashtag DeathBattleCast. We'd love to check them out.
Yeah. Also, what happened? We need an out of context comic book panel. It's been forever. I
We'll
missed
probably do that pretty soon.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can also use hashtag Death Battle Cast to let us know who you think wins the community death battle. And this week's was Raphael from the Ninja Turtles versus Red Hood.
You're just gonna kill my
Batman's
turtle again.
Failed
Yeah.
apprentice. Slash possibly most badass apprentice. Depends on your opinion. So let's go ahead and check out our answer for Raph from Ogre. Ogres have layer.
Ogres have layers.
layer 1.
Yep.
They got
Ogres
layers.
have
B.
layers. Yes. Who has answered before? So awesome to see you sticking around, Ogre. So Ogre says there is no doubt that Raph can dodge practically all of Todd's toys as he dodges laser gun fire again and again. His sword snapping sai can pierce metal, can end Jason with one blow to the throat, and he survived a blast from Metalhead's laser, which can destroy the roof of a building.
Interesting.
Okay. Now, dodging lasers doesn't necessarily mean like
Well,
light
it's lasers
speed.
and
Yeah.
gunfire. Like
Because-
there's a
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles has always used lasers instead of bullets, or at least older Ninja
yeah.
Turtles use lasers instead of bullets because
Dimension X and all that.
Dimension
That's all
X
for kids.
and it's for kids in
Right.
the 90s and 80s.
just
didn't
make
like
it
guns.
robots and lasers, and you can kill as many as you want.
Exactly. But there's a difference between lightspeed lasers and lasers that are like, what is it called? Like energy construct projectiles of force or whatnot.
Sure. Are you looking at me to?
I'm just looking at anybody. The
I don't know there's a
Cyclops
name.
eye lasers
Yeah.
that are like they
Like
punch
Star
you.
Wars.
Yeah, right.
Star
Yeah.
Wars lasers.
Yeah, Star Wars lasers.
The kinetic?
The kinetic energy beams, essentially. And I have a feeling that that's more like akin to what they've been dodging because,
Yeah.
Casey Jones dodges these lasers. He's
Yeah.
not freaking faster than light.
Yeah, it showed a helicopter there with like 2 Gatling guns firing at him. They're like running around, but that could also just be shitty aim.
Okay, well,
True.
They're also
the
ninjas.
point
It's
is
supposed to be
that
hard to hit.
They are. I
these
think they can
lasers-
certainly dodge a bullet. They have, but we looked at. I know Shredder is absolutely fast enough to dodge bullets. When you did Shredder, I think you wrote that episode.
Yeah.
Shredder versus Silver Samurai. More than fast enough to dodge bullets, move faster than the eye can see. So the turtles should be able to do that
just
too.
not light speed lasers. That's
Yeah.
just the point. The lasers are not moving at light speed. I think that's very clear. Like,
But let's look at the answer for Red Hood from Ryan Cumberton. He says, Red Hood wins, as he's trained with Batman from a young age. He's an expert marksman, even beating out Deathstroke and Deadshot. He's punched through a submarine's hull while underwater and survived a bazooka.
the submarine thing is like, what now?
So I actually
Hold up.
looked into the submarine thing, because that sounds ridiculous for him.
Does he straight up?
It's
do
a
it?
little hard to figure out what's going on, because essentially it's an opening stinger to a comic book. So there's no setup. He's just suddenly in a submarine and it's already getting filled with water. And he's basically stopping like it's not a drug bust. There's a bunch of bad guys smuggling something. And he blows them up with explosives and escapes through by blowing a hole through the submarine. And the way it looks like he smashes through it with his face. Is essentially what there's a wide shot of the submarine.
I wish you'd grab the panel. I really
Yeah,
want to see this.
I literally had to look this up like right before the show.
Oh.
So he pops out of it and he's swimming away, and as he's swimming away, it blows up. The fact that he never, as far as I know, Red Hood never does anything of that caliber anywhere else makes me, and the fact that we don't actually see what he does in the submarine makes me kind of question whether or not he can just punch out of it. There was also already holes in the submarine that had been potentially created by him using explosives or something. So I don't actually know what he was doing in there and how he made all those holes. So
Yeah, plus with gadgets and stuff, I could see him using one of those little cutty lasers, or if he did have explosives, yeah, probably,
yeah. But I mean, if you want to take it at face value, he punched through a submarine with his face. So,
That doesn't sound right at all. I'm skeptical of that feat.
yeah, I'm a little skeptical. I
Yeah.
wouldn't use it as like your like crux of your argument.
Well, has he
but
ever punched through any other metal wall? Like,
I think he's punched through thin metal, but never through something that's like
yeah, like I
pressurized
could see him
that.
punching through like a car door, but this is very different. Like,
Yeah, and we know Dick Grayson has broken. He did break the glass of a car underwater that was filled with water. So they are definitely way stronger
Yeah,
than any kind of normal
but-
human
yeah.
ever should be.
No.
car glass in like
Summer.
car glass, submarine wall. Like, I mean, and then that glass. Well, you guys know glass. You drop it, it breaks.
It's a bit of a
Fucking metal. Like,
Submarine walls aren't that thick.
they gotta be pretty
They're a
goddamn
lot-
thick. I
They're
assume.
a lot thinner than people would expect.
To handle that atmospheric pressure, I imagine they are a bit stronger than the
They're
glass
really
on
strong,
your
though.
car.
Yes,
You
they are
go
strong.
punch through one, Ben, if you say they're not.
Oh, no, I'm not going to be able to punch through. I don't think any realistic human being would ever be able to punch through a submarine, let alone with their face, apparently.
You stack like 7 sheets of tinfoil, I'm gonna have a tough time. Like,
But I don't know. I do think, I don't know. I'm honestly kind of leaning towards Raphael. Because while Red Hood is definitely stronger and faster than a normal human, the Ninja Turtles are definitively superhuman. Like
that was
they
gonna be my thing. I
are-
think, like, yeah, Red Hood's like he's got peak human, whatever you want to say about that, and the turtles are superhuman. Like,
Yeah.
How do we handle the really weird shit from the cartoon? Like when they all got inflated and they were floating around the ceiling, and then Splinter gave them a magical marble,
Yeah.
but it actually didn't have any magic powers, and instead they all deflated and
placebo.
caused the thing to, because they had to just believe that they could do it.
That's right.
And then they were fine.
That's right.
And then they just roll credits before you can
I was-
have time to question it.
I was already like, this is weird. Why are the turtles inflated? Magic now? Like, and the thing's spinning around, and I'm like, okay, I guess. And then, yeah, oh no, it's just a marble. They just had to believe in themselves. And then he clicks it. I'm like, what? And it cuts. I was so mad. You remember? I was like,
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that this existed.
That was also-
That's
why
when
we were looking
Shredder's
at
just
it. Yeah,
picking
yeah.
up lava, dude.
Yeah,
like,
Shredder scoops up lava in the center of the earth while wearing a suit made of metal, mind you, which would
yeah, but
absorb
his
all the
hand,
heat.
it was his bare hand. He just had his normal little claw.
no, like, I'm
and he's
saying-
like, it's the goo. And I'm like, oh!
Right, but I'm saying, like, even before that, like, the environment they're in is so hot that, like,
Yeah.
Shredder's armor is already so impractical. Like,
Yeah, you're burning the
really,
shit out of him.
Any
He would
cloth
be.
would have ignited ages ago. Like,
nonetheless metal, which would
Yeah.
just, you know,
I remember-
fuse
God,
itself
heating
to your
up.
skin.
That episode,
Oh my
that
God.
Scrooge McDuck does like pretty much the same thing too.
Yeah.
They go to the center of the earth and they're just like, "Wow, it's toasty in here." And I'm like, "No,
I
you're
mean-
fucking roasted, B. Like, what are you doing?"
I think that kind of fits in the same line of whether or not Red Hood could actually punch through the wall of the submarine. It's like this one weird little instance that doesn't line up with anything else.
there's got to be more though.
Well, especially
in the
with
cartoon.
his face. Like,
Well,
like-
the Ninja Turtles are a weird one because they're always
There's
an odd one to bring
different
into Death Battle
universes,
because
basically.
there's different universes, different timelines, and none of them are a main timeline. There's not a primary source.
Well, in
necessarily
the
picked from.
Nickelodeon show, they do call the original comic books, the black and white ones, the Prime Universe.
That's true.
Take that how you will. I don't
There's
think.
hardly anything to pull from those.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's not the ones that most people think of as like the definitive Turtles.
Right.
So that would be like
Yeah.
the 80s show or like the Nickelodeon cartoons maybe, or maybe even the most recent comics, but I don't think most people are going to be like
Then there's the IDW comics, and there's
Yeah,
I believe
that's what I
there
mean
was
by the
another
most
line
recent
of comic
comics.
books before the Mirage.
Yeah, the Mirage comics, the Image comics, where like Leo lost a hand, Raph lost an eye, Donatello lost half his body. And they built
They
him-
just cut him up pretty
Yeah.
good in that one.
Yeah.
It's
There's
kind
a
of
lot
horrific, actually.
Different iterations of the Turtles.
Michael
to
Bay, where they're
use.
bulletproof for no reason.
What happened to their parts?
They've
Did
always
Shredder
been
finally get to make
relatively-
turtle soup?
Resistant to like in the old cartoons, like they could, a laser would hit the back of their shell and it would
Yeah, but
bounce
it's,
off.
it's lasers. Yeah, well, it's the
It
closest
was
you're
a
going to get.
substitute for bullets.
Yeah.
also, if these guys can hang out near the center of the earth, there's no hope that you're gonna make soup out of them. Like, what are you gonna boil water? They're
To
fine.
be fair, it was Shredder.
It was
Essentially.
Shredder,
So
okay,
not,
still.
not the Turtles, but
I feel
Anyway,
like they're
Shredder and
unboilable at
Greg.
this point.
Well, how do you think this battle would go?
I feel like Batman and the fact that Jason scales off of him, I feel like that's a really big problem. Batman and Turtles did cross over, and
Yeah.
I
Did they ever have a little like?
I didn't read it all the way through, but I skimmed a few select parts, and from what I remember, all the Turtles took on Batman at once, and it was, I think, relatively even, all things considered. I can't remember who actually won that fight,
That's
but
4v1, so it's pretty ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah.
a 1v1, he probably would have dunked on any individual turtle.
I thought they all
Probably.
took him on one by one.
My
I
question.
can't remember.
But
That's how I remember.
I have no doubt that
That
Red
made no
Hood
sense.
could shoot Raph. My question is, what would a bullet actually?
Michael Bay turtles are bulletproof, so like I mean,
The
if you take
shells
those-
would be bulletproof.
shells.
The, like arms and legs and the face.
Yeah,
I don't think are just bulletproof.
I can see him getting a shot in. I'm not confident that if you shot Raphael in the head, that he would die.
Also keep in mind bullets versus Japanese farming tool turned into improvised weapon.
yeah. My
That's
thing
also-
is, like, I think that Raph is gonna be like gonna win on the feet section. But he's probably as in feats, like he's stronger,
got it.
faster. Not like he just has wears a bigger shoe, Chad.
No, I was just thinking like, are we going to the air next? I don't know.
And we just measure their foot
think,
size, and that's how we
you know-
determine who wins a death
got it.
battle.
He's
That's how we've always
probably
determined it, honestly.
faster and stronger and all that, but like I can pretty much guarantee you Red Hood's a better tactician and strategist and
Yeah.
is gonna fight much smarter than just like
Because Raph's known to get angry.
yeah.
So, like-
It is like Red Hood's got he's trained by Batman, which is like a thing where you're just like, oh yeah, this guy's like, you could like Batman could train a horse and we'd be like, oh, he's gonna beat most people, like like Batman trains literally anything, like Bat Dog gonna dunk on all dogs, like
Yeah, the problem is Batman's all about prep time though, which is why he gets murdered.
yeah, but
in
not
Death Battle.
necessarily like all about prep time.
Right.
He's still
He's
you
reasonably
can't say
prepared
that, like,
for many things.
yeah, like it's not like he's still not fucking incredible. Like it's Batman.
Yeah, I know. But the way that fight would actually go, it was like, yeah, he'd just research and find out about the ooze and the mutagen, and then he'd create the anti-reversing mutagen shit, and then he'd turn them into normal turtles.
For Batman, yes, but for Red Hood,
Yeah.
nah, I just go and
He
go.
just go shoot him.
execute.
And no, but that brings up a good point. Raph is very much a hothead per se. Maybe not like in terms of he's always going to get angry and cause a problem, but he is used to working with a team, and he is used to working with a leader who can help him, figure out the best strategy to take on. Whereas Red Hood does not. Red Hood is used to working on his own. So okay, I think that actually convinces me.
Yeah,
my
I'm
vote
Red
goes to
Hood.
Red Hood.
I'm going for Red Hood.
It's closer than I thought it was going to be, but it's still what I thought. Red Hood.
Oh, all right.
for Red
Everybody
Hood.
going for Red
Unanimously
Hood?
Red Hood.
You're not even
Let's
going
see
to
if this is a blow up from.
I love Raph, but he's not going to beat Red Hood.
Let's see what you guys had to say in the poll.
Yeah,
Yep.
see?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Poor Raph. Man, I honestly thought this would be a bit closer than that.
I feel like
but-
we could dig into the cartoons more and find some more outlandish shit, but
If you really make an amalgamation, Raph, just based off of
cartoon
everything
physics
he's ever
Raph
had.
is-
Yeah.
I feel like that would almost be unfair to Red Hood though, because
Oh, yeah.
you're basically throwing
Yeah.
like 7 different Raphaels at him.
And when you get that like hard cartoon stuff, it's like nothing really can stop hard cartoon.
Yep.
Like
Nothing can stop hard
Hard
cartoon.
cartoon.
well, like when something's pure fucking cartoon, like Roadrunner Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, they get like run over and flattened and then they just pop back up. Like,
Yeah,
how do you
yeah.
kill? The only way you can kill them is with that Acme dip
They'll
from Roger
literally-
Rabbit.
Yeah,
Like,
they'll like literally have like holes punched through them as like a gag joke,
Yeah.
and they're totally fine losing like a hunk of their body. Like there's just a straight up circle in them, and like
Yeah.
they're just like, oh no, and then it's like next shot they're fine. Like so like when it gets to that point, you really can't do anything to people because they have like no death. I don't think is an option for those cartoon characters. So yeah, like what do
but
you
then
do?
again, yeah, I guess I don't know. You can
Even
you
those
get- you
characters
get
go
those-
to hell and heaven sometimes.
That's true. They do.
But then they come back.
They come back.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like it's like a Kratos situation. But then again, you got characters like, but they still seem to fear things at times. Like sometimes they don't care and they'll put the finger in the barrel of a gun and the gun will blow up. But then there's like the part where Donald Duck,
They accidentally touch the hot stove or something like
yeah,
that.
or
and they're like,
that or like that time that Donald Duck thought he lost his legs, so then Pete hands him a gun and Donald's gonna kill himself.
yeah, but that's like.
That's a real thing. There's a desk up on it. You can watch it.
Yeah.
It is dark. It is
Yeah, it
messed
gets
up.
really dark, but
Yup.
yeah, I don't, that's that they're always portraying something, and that was to in a poor way to portray like the war
Yeah.
going on at the time and everything. And I don't know. It was pretty. There's also
Cartoon
some
physics have
racist bits in
evolved
that.
over time. Let's just say that. All right, let's wrap this up here. For next week's community death battle, we are going with apparently Waldo versus Carmen Sandiego.
You'll never find him.
Who will win if
How?
you can never find them?
If it's like, okay, we need some more context here, because if it's straight up, you drop them both in a room, Carmen Sandiego is gonna beat the shit out of him. But is this like who's better at hide and seek?
I mean, she's got to find him first.
He'd have to find her.
So they have to find each other. So what's the thing here? Are they fighting to the
My
death,
thing
or are
is,
they having to find each other and then
I
fight?
really don't care either way as Carmen Sandiego because Waldo, like, what feats are we basing this on?
I mean, the
also,
Waldo books have some crazy things happening.
Yeah.
in it. There's
Waldo's
some
strength,
crazy feat.
Waldo's strength is the fact that the cameraman in his universe was way far back.
Yeah,
Like, that's why he's hard to find.
And also,
It's nothing to do with Waldo.
It's like we pick up these books.
Well,
And like I can find Waldo. I'm pretty sure Carmen
But what if-
Sandiego's got this in the bag.
What if
Like,
Waldo goes to the world of Waldos? Remember?
Yeah.
right. There's a world of Waldos where there's a shitload of them. There's also he pals around with a wizard. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
He time travels.
He has an evil
that's
twin named Oddball.
fair.
Like, because I don't know how you can do the time traveling thing is what's really gonna
He has
fuck
been
with us
seen
here.
with like dinosaurs and shit. Yeah.
I think there's more to Waldo than we give him credit
Wasn't
for.
there a shitty cartoon show?
Probably. There was
Maybe.
also a garbage NES game, which was hilarious that you could find
Yeah,
Waldo in
you
NES.
Yeah, I guess you can't explain why the
Where's-
fuck he's traveling through time.
Where's Wally, the animated series?
Oh, right. His real name is Wally. It was changed to Waldo over here.
In the
Wait,
States.
is it Wally Waldo or just
No,
like
it was
okay.
changed, it was Wally. I can't remember why, but it's Wally.
It's not a Mario situation.
Right.
No.
It's Wally across the pond. And
Yeah.
over here they changed it to Waldo. I can't remember why. But yeah, I'd
no
love to
idea
know.
about that.
I'd love to know what you guys think of Waldo and his potential superhuman feats. I don't know. We'll figure this out. This is gonna be a weird one.
Get
but,
creative.
Yeah.
To do some
With the
research.
interpretations of
Feel
it.
free to get creative with this one and let us know what you think and who you think should win using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. We will have a poll up after this episode goes live on YouTube, and you can vote there, and we will discuss this battle of the secret people.
He's really bad at keeping
Next
track of
time.
his shit. He leaves it everywhere.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
Or maybe
that'll
they're
give
clues.
Carmen an advantage toward finding him. But Carmen also wears this bright red coat, so
And does typically leave clues as well.
yeah, that's true. She leaves clues as well.
She's a clue leaver.
We'll see what happens next week. That'll be fun. And of course, you can also send us your fan art using hashtag DeathBattleCast, and we'll show off some of that next week too.
Right
Called
here.
masters. We associate them being masters of hiding themselves, but children can find them. We found them all as kids, so they're probably not that good.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it next week. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Death Battle Cast. We will see you later.